distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues, hello? Yes, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the junior bar, members of the mid bar. Mid bar, where are we? Where are my members? Junior bar, members of the junior bar. Thank you. Senior bar, my senior, Deritu, Edward, and everyone, thanks a lot for coming. Mine is to first say thank you very much for coming out to support Faith. We are very grateful. I know we can't have such a meeting without each of you coming. It is a Monday, and we are so happy that you are here. On 29th, I'm calling each of us to come out and vote. And as Wambugu said, let us come out and vote. Call everyone who has not voted that you know to come out and vote. And also tuende kupiga sherehe ya one rais. Only one? Yeah, so let us do that. Let us all come out and support Faith. Faith, as a member of the Midbar, we are behind you. I know my members are here, members of the Midbar, and we will support you. We'll do everything to ensure that our votes are in the ballot box and not merely in our hearts. Thank you very much, people, for coming. Niko na mazoezi ya miaka 10 na tutaita wale wengine wako na mazoezi ya miaka mingi kama yangu waje wapige kura. Sawa sawa. Thanks a lot, people. God bless you. Let's do this.
Thank you. Wapi makofi yake as goes down. Thank you very much. The speakers are very short, and so we keep the pace. Not more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Ndio tunaendelea vizuri. Now, I'd like to call upon, I am assuming you're a representative of the senior bar. So, this is not a representative of the senior bar, but I'd like to call upon on stage the one and only Ekaterina Handa. Wapi makofi.
Everything you put your hand go up. You may go open doors.
Okay. Thank you. Wapi makofi yake as she comes up. Thank you very much. Asante, asante.
You may go open doors. You self go
The President of the Law Society of Kenya, the Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya, the council members of the Law Society of Kenya present, members of Senior Bar, Mid Bar, and Junior Bar, colleagues, friends, good evening. My name is Ekaterina Handa, and I believe I was called here not only because I belong to the senior bar, not the senior council bar, but because I'm the chairperson of Okil Kamaloka Welfare Association. Great. Okil Kamaloka Welfare Association members, let me hear you well. Those of us who will support Faith. Thank you, thank you. So I stand here to speak about Faith as the chairperson of Okil Kamaloka Welfare Association and the things that she has helped us do as one of our members. Okil, as we refer to our association, was born in a WhatsApp group sometimes in 2018. And at that time, times were turbulent. The times were just like what they are now. Members were joining together to assist one another to campaign and win elections. Faith joined the WhatsApp group and she never left, despite the fact that so many members were coming in and leaving. As we started to grow our association, Faith was an invaluable part of it. She assisted us in every single activity that we have undertaken. Some of you have seen in January, 20th of January, she was amongst the first rows of Aoko members who undertook a walk for clean and safe water. and donated to Madare Hospital a 10,000 liter water tank. You have seen Faith being part of our celebration in Kisumu on 10th of February when we celebrated the Luo culture and we had our inaugural annual cultural gala dinner. Faith has contributed to successes of Okil, not only financially, not only in kind, but also in terms of her time involvement. And members of Okil, this is our time to give back. And I hope you will all turn around and will give back as you know how on the 29th of February. Beyond that, Faith has been an intermediary in Okil and even in L.S.K, intermediary between the young lawyers, herself coming from the mid-bar, and the senior lawyers. In Okil, we even have young Okil lawyers. Faith has supported them, and Faith has guided them, and Faith has mentored them. Young Okil lawyers, let me hear you. Here we are. And now, young Okil lawyers, it is our time to give back. Faith has contributed to L.S.K as well, and I stand here not only as the chairperson of Okil, but also as an active participant in L.S.K affairs and activities, having served myself in an inaugural Nairobi branch council. And I know very well how difficult it is to present a manifesto before the council with your own goals, objectives, and how difficult it is to push one's individual's agenda. Faith joined L.S.K as Nairobi representative. And you know very well, that was the time of a very turbulent, dynamic, problem-laden council. It was very, very difficult to push anyone's agenda such that the council was subject to the move Fagia Water. But Faith was not Fagiad. If you do remember, quite a number of members of that council did not even offer themselves for re-election because they knew the Fagia water wave is going to sweep them all, but not Faith. In 2020, Faith presented herself, and for even a higher position, for a position of a vice president of L.S.K. Those of us who are in Okwa know very well that Faith that time stood against one of our own very capable, very articulate, very experienced, and most importantly, most competitive member. In Okil, it was so difficult for us to vote, and I'm sure it was so difficult for us, for Faith to campaign. And that also meant that sometimes it being absolutely critical qualifies her for an even higher position. Faith has come to so many of us and campaigned and requested for a vote. In Okil, we actually do not have a conflict of here to support her. Now, I also stand here as a woman lawyer, and I urge each and every one of you to pay attention to the fact that it is long, maybe more 20 years or more than we have had a woman lawyer at the apex of Law Society of Kenya. The time is ripe now. And that candidate woman lawyer is Faith Mony Odhiambo. And I hope that all women will also support her at the L.S.K, those of us who are electorate. And lastly, I want to remind you that when she became the vice president of the Law Society of Kenya, she actually delivered on her agenda. It is true when we say about Faith that she's tried and tested. It is true that she's capable of delivering on her promises. So I urge each and every one of you to support me, to join me in supporting Faith. Let us walk in faith. Let us walk by faith. Let us vote for faith. And let our faith prevail. And let us support her to become the next president of the Law Society of Kenya. As I conclude, I want to wish all other aspirants and candidates who have presented themselves in this election to the greatest of success. May your wishes, your dreams become true. And of course, I thank every one of you who came to support Faith for being here. Thank you very much. God bless you. And let's meet on 29th in celebration.
Thank you. Wapi makofi, wapi makofi. Thank you. A round of applause one more time as she comes down the stage. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, we are moving on to the next part of the program. Ati mnasemaje? All right. Now, according to the program, my very good senior, who is the official proposer for the nomination of Faith Mony Odhiambo, is going to be coming upstage. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love. Make some noise for my senior counsel, Wilfred Nderitu. Wapi makofi yake. All right.
Good evening, everyone. For a split second, I was wondering whether I'm insured when I was getting a bear hug from King. So good evening once again. Good evening. Isn't it a good evening? Now, like all others, I will just say a few words. And some of the few words are very interesting because the first sentence of what I was going to say is that faith is tried and tested. And that has been said by Ekaterina. And I would like to say that faith is tried and tested because I have worked in various forums with the Law Society of Kenya leadership for a long time now. I am now in my 35th year of practice. So I think I have an idea as to what I am saying. Because along the way, there have been those who are tried and not tested. Faith is not one of them. Faith is a person who is emotionally intelligent. She understands what happens to herself and what happens to the people around her. She is firm, yet very, very personable. And I really do not want to belabor the point that faith is a person that you can trust. Over the last several months that we have been treated to lots of activity on social media, I have seen people use different words to say different things. And because I know a good number of the people that have been running for various positions, I've been asking myself from time to time, do those words that I see this person saying of themselves true? Are they true? Is this a person that can be depended upon to live true to what they are saying? Now, if you look at Faith, she talks about a stable, progressive bar. I have seen stability during Faith's time in leadership. I have seen progress. And I don't even want to go into too much detail as to where we were not too many years ago. And we have moved in the right direction. So we need to look back where we were and see where we are now, and then we can expect to have a stable, progressive bar. I think I would just want to end by just requesting each one of us to just stand up. We've been seated for too long. And while standing, yes, I was fearing that some music might just be brought and then we can break into dance. But I would like us to all say, I am fully anticipating it to happen. I am fully anticipating it to happen. Faith Odhiambo, welcome, next president. Thank you.
Where? I am fully anticipating it to happen. As you remain standing, I'm going to be calling upon one of our artists. He's a lawyer, he's a dancer, he's a singer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, show your love for the gospel dynamite, the one, the only Samuel Ochieng. Weka kitu wewe DJ.
Mko tayari? Ambia jirani kuni. Chapati. Mko tayari? DJ sauti. Mama na gospel dynamite kindoka. Dr. Move. Mko tayari? Nenda hivi. Haya, bora. Ha. Chapati nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. Let's go. Chapati nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma. Let's go. Chapati nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. Let's go. Chapati nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma. Haya, kilo tuivo. Mitura. Kasa jano. Omena ema karo mudo musmus. Tokweno. Kase mudo. Muma ema kora somo musmus. Oyokat. Kase yalo. Lamo ema kora wacho ginya sai. Dogi mit kavo onwenda. Ichamo ki mora mora menyudo. Chuni kech kayo pile pile. Eregimo mesa do chuni yawa. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. Let's go. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma. Let's go. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. Let's go. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma. Let's go one more time.
Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the Father. Balanced diet is what you need. You have to read your Bible and pray, my sister. Good chapat not enough. You have to read your Bible and pray to the Father. Good chapat not enough. You have to go down to church and fast and pray. Good chapat not enough. You have to read your Bible and fast, my brother. Good chapat not enough.
Let's go.
Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. I say. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma. I say. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. I say. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma.
Give me some salsa kidogo.
Chonde kilo kunda, chonde kilo tanuka, chonde kilo merasia, chonde kisela moloko. Chonde kilo kunda, chonde tanuka. Chonde katriket what's your mana.
One more time, brother.
Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo. I say. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma. I say. Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managilamo.
Aya, nipe break dance kidogo.
Chapat nyoka. Kisa chamo. Tumede managimuma.
Yeah, well you don't know, it's Dr. Eddie on the mix. Gospel dynamite.
Wapi kelele ya Gospel Dynamite. We ati kuon chapat nyuka. Ladies and gentlemen, just before you sit down, it is time now. Can we be attentive? Eish, baka nimesweat. Kuon chapat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. Show your love. Make some noise. Show for the one, the only, your next president of the Law Society of Kenya, Faith Odhiambo. Tutafanya kitu. Wako wapi watu wake wamlete? Twende. Let's go. Hey, one time. Let's go. Twende kazi. Wapi makofi. Let's go. Let's go.
Roll it down, no slow down. Just bring come to me now. Submit now, no teasing. Baby, don't mind when you see, come give me that. My body like animal, dance make you feel like carnival. I gon' lock you down like criminal.
Final submission.
It's the kids, baby.
Hey! Wapi kelele? Let's go! Hey! Are you ready, ladies? Let's go. Hey. Hey. Twende pamoja. Twende pamoja. Hey. Jiunge nami upozeko. Bora nienjoy. Maisha mafupi ni siku. Madije. Twende. Let's go. Twende. Hey. Hey. Sote ni nani kane. Tunataramu. Asanteni sana dancers. Na mnajua kudance? Eish. Wengine lakini magoti imekataa. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The final submissions of my president, Faith Odhiambo. Let's go.
God is good, and all the time. And I say, look what the Lord has done. Just look around you. I didn't expect this, and I must say I'm humbled. I'm greatly humbled that you've come in these large numbers. Yesterday, one of my best friends for over 10 years called me. She's not in the country, but she called that we would pray together and that we would share a sermon as we prepare for today and work towards Thursday. And our prayer points were on certain leaders who have lived different realities in the Bible. We shared about the story of Joseph who overcome and overcame so many tribulations in his journey and was able to rise above everything. We talked about the courage of Joshua and that he stood firm and led a nation and a people. And the one that I love the most is the fearless courage of Esther. Esther, who, irrespective of the fact that she had fear within her, she prayed for her fear and she stood before the king unsummoned. And so today we come together with the fearless courage of Joshua, with the strength and boldness of Esther. That we seek the mandate of the President of the Nerito, I thank you for coming to support. Senior Mogeni, I saw Senior Edward was present, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, Senior Omwanzo Mbati as well, my dear friends who have come. I think I'm part of the boys club here, and my girls club, Carol, Chair, Ekaterina, all the ladies and gentlemen present, but most important, my mom who is standing as both my mother and father, my aunties who have come and my uncle in support, my dear sister who is also here with us today. Been my Joseph in this journey. To distinguish after a dedicated, spirited, and rigorous series of engagements with you, all advocates across our republic, the moment to determine the course of our society for the next 2 years is here. In the last 2 months, we have shared ideas, we have forged alliances in your offices. Some of you have opened their homes, some of you have opened their support. My partners have borne the work at the office and also setting aside time to support me personally. Our good run on the campaign trail boils down to this singular moment. The moment of reckoning when you, my dear friends, my dear members of the bar, put that mark on your ballot that will determine the fate of our society this next 2 years. Let me begin by thanking you First, for the privilege of having served you as the Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya. 2 years ago, in no uncertain terms, you all gave me a resounding vote of confidence and bestowed upon me this gratifying responsibility. Against the backdrop of a tumultuous regime that rendered the council virtually dysfunctional, you stood firm by me. In your gracious wisdom, you vindicated the great sacrifice that we had to make, standing up in a challenging period of our society. Friends, because of your trust, you reposed on faith. We were able to set in motion a period of introspection and turnaround from dysfunction and at times mediocrity. With your support and your cooperation, we have established a positive, impactful paradigm shift for our society. You not only gave me a job, but you made it doable. Secondly, is to thank you for affording me the opportunity to present to you my plan and vision for our society. In the engagements that we have had over time, you not only showed belief that there is more for me to offer our society, but you also helped me shape the development of the PSP Agenda. The ultimate blueprint towards the vision of a stable, progressive bar. Once again, you have kept faith in faith, allowing me the honor of being the torchbearer of our collective vision. We have journeyed together across the country, presenting to members our ambitious, progressive, and timely plan of action for the next 2 years, the PSP Agenda. In that time, you have stood by me, you have pushed me, cut me to size, and sharpened me into the leader that you want me to be. I have heard your clarion call. I have picked up the mantle and have no doubt that you will help me finish this race. The future of the Law Society of Kenya, not only for the next 2 years, but beyond, depends on it. This Thursday, we have the opportunity to determine our leadership for the next 2 years. We have made a strong case to continue on the path of a stable bar, to make progress in expanding the frontiers of our practice, to assert the position of our society as the indispensable voice of the Law Society of Kenya, and to remodel the governance of the Law Society to meet the challenges of an expanding profession. This is the case of the PSP Agenda: protection of the rule of law, stability of the bar, and progress of our bar, our welfare, and our practice. The Law Society requires leadership, not only that understands the ins and outs of our society, but possesses the boldness, courage, and innovative thinking necessary to guide the society towards an inclusive and sustainable progress. My vision to lead the society towards a gold standard in fulfillment of the role of the bar associations, living up to the reputation of the premier bar in the region. The mission as set out in the PSP Agenda is as follows. 1 is to take the difficult decisions, speak without fear, in advancing the rule of law as a key element of our constitutional transformation bill. Clearly, we have already put our best foot forward in this endeavor, and we have shown that we have what it takes to lead our society in fulfilling its mandate, notwithstanding the impediments that are set our way by our detractors. That is the balance, knowing when to engage in diplomacy and when to stand firm and fight against what betrays the spirit and tenor of the Constitution. When Mandamano victims were being subjected to unreasonable bond terms, we intervened and got people released nearly for free. When the Attorney General recommended law reform in our regulation as legal practitioners, we have not only reminded him that of the state that advocates are adequately regulated and represented by the Law Society, and we have seized the opportunity to retrieve areas of practice that we feel have been infiltrated by non-advocates. And that is a commitment that we'll continue to work hard to ensure that we do not allow non-advocates to enter into our space. When the government went rogue and made it a point to abscond their constitutional duty to abide by the rule of law and obey court orders, we called them out and led a peaceful protest to the streets against this impunity. Going forward, my plan is to sustain a robust and proactive defense of the rule of law by stamping our foothold as policy shapers, not only through public interest litigation, but through leading and providing advisory in legislation and policy making. We have had the call of members that we should be more proactive than reactive, and we agree. In the well-known words of Napoleon Bonaparte, if you want something done well, do it yourself. Cognizant of this, it is not in doubt that we want our country to be governed well and in accordance with the rule of law and constitutionalism. It is therefore our responsibility to lead from the front. And to ensure this happens, ladies and gentlemen, the little you gave me, I delivered. Even the big agenda, I assure you, Nita perform. Secondly, is to remodel our society to the challenges of an expanding profession. We dedicated the last 2 years to stabilizing our society and to regaining the diminished collegiality and respectability that are fundamental to the fulfillment of our roles. My good friend and senior, Professor Patrick Lumumba, once said that if we combine all the beautiful qualities of our society, our diversity that looks like the Tower of Babel will become the power of Babel. Friends, the divergence in our identities, ideologies, backgrounds, political views, and even areas of practice have been vicious devices amongst ourselves as legal practitioners. The crux of the problem, however, is simple. We all deserve to be heard. And when we are not heard, we are predisposed not to hear. That has been a mark of our leadership in the last 2 years. We have allowed each other and all members an opportunity to be heard. Through this approach, we have harnessed collegiality, encouraged consultative and collaborative leadership, and developed a sense of mutual respect amongst members. The gains of the resultant environment speak for itself. What was once ridiculed as the Law Society of Kenya is once again, in its brilliance, magnificence, a respectable, reputable, and admirable profession, the Law Society of Kenya. As a result, we have successfully made footsteps in our development agenda as a society, such as finding an amicable and agreeable plan of action to the groundbreaking of the Wakili Towers. Equally, we have brought back strategic development partners that had deserted us and gained even more while at it. More than 50 million shillings in partnership funding. We have improved service delivery to members and increased efficiency in performing in our Section 4 duties to the members of the Republic of Kenya. I reckon we all agree on one thing. We cannot afford to jeopardize of the Republic of Kenya. I reckon we all agree on one thing. We cannot afford to jeopardize the stability and other stakeholders to ensure members are served dutifully and diligently. Rest assured, the stable, progressive bar will ascertain stability of the bar. Thirdly, having attained stability, it is time for takeoff, to aim higher, build a model society for a premier bar, not just in Kenya, but in the entire region. We have in the last 2 years set out a journey of progress. The progress has been characterized under the PSP Agenda that we will work to harness and improve service delivery and hold accountable members with regards to ensuring Ardhi Sasa system is more efficient. Mine is not just a promise that I'm going to work. It's more of a confirmation that I will continue to do the work. I have already started, and I commit myself to use my experience and the overwhelming goodwill that I have received from the members across the board as a springboard for rapid progress. To achieve this, we will remodel our council and the society into an institution capable of meeting the challenges and opportunities of an expanded profession. We'll ensure that we exploit the new areas of practice that are getting more prominence in the dynamic global economy. The exploitation of new frontiers of practice requires a strategic, multifaceted approach. As such, the society must pull together to maximize the opportunities and modernize the old areas of practice to make them suitable to the current social economic context. There is an urgent need to devise a pragmatic way of dealing with developments in the bar and legal practice environment, including the raising number of professionals, expansion growth of sectors for practice, retool the legal professional. First point of call is through having close engagement with other bar associations. The East African Law Society brings areas that we can exploit. Across the East African borders, we have different professionals, and it's time that we engaged and found ways that our members can cross the borders. We must establish and engage with key players in the ADR space to ensure that Kenya has a seat for the arbitration. As we open up Kenyan arbitrators to vast opportunities, equally open up our legal market to regional and global industry players. Finally, and perhaps the most obvious, is that we must introduce new elements of the global economy into our legal practice space. This includes integration of legal technology, environmental justice, international finance, policy development, both locally and globally. These are just a few among the many channels that lawyers in Kenya need to be equally and adequately equipped to enable them engage in the various opportunities emerging from these areas. It is time that we took the world by storm. As a stable progressive bar, we stand out in our commitment and plan of action towards exploitation of these new frontiers of practice. The point of departure from other models that have been proposed to the members of the Law Society is that our persuasion is more towards making L.S.K a hub through which our professionals can develop skills in the various new channels to enable them have an array of options when seeking opportunities. We will ensure that L.S.K creates and sustains an enabling environment for exploitation of opportunities, friends. Rest assured, the stable progressive bar will lead the progress of our bar, our practice, and our welfare. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the blueprint. The moment to effectuate it beacons. And this is my rallying call to you, to have me as your candidate to make this dream a reality. Faith Odhiambo is a teacher. I understand the plight of young lawyers, and I take it upon myself to ensure that the years spent shaping our younger colleagues to join into this professional of juggernauts, that it does not go to waste. Faith Odhiambo is a practitioner. I share in the challenges faced by the mid-bar and will work towards making sure our lived realities is a testament of leadership that works for and with people. Faith Odhiambo has the humility to learn from those who have been around longer than her. I recognize and appreciate the place of our senior bar and will incorporate them in all that we do. Friends, my track record is there for all of you to see. My character is known for all of you to judge. My plan is laid bare for all of you to critique. My experience is the compass upon which I will navigate through the difficult moments that await us. And you will all be witnesses for this solemn commitment that I make here today, that I will serve you selflessly, diligently, effectively, truthfully, aggressively, and progressively. I offer myself to you today for this responsibility with utmost humility. When you cast your vote this Thursday, the 29th of February 2024, cast your vote for the person who is best suitable and capable for the job. Cast your vote for Faith Mony Odhiambo. Waswahili husema, chanda chema huvikwa pete. Na wasihi kwa hekima yenu mnivike pete kwa kuwa rais wenu. Asanteni sana, Mungu abariki. Na haki iwe ngao na asanteni.
us according to the program to call upon DJ uko pipilage ama DJ ni kama ako pipilage. All right. I'd like to call upon the JSC representative candidates. I see there are only 2 in the building. First up, my friend, the one and only, the L.S.K president, Mr. Eric Theuri. Few remarks, very few remarks.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Hey!
Zobu, zobu, enyimbae.
Wewe. Asante, asante, asante DJ. Asante, thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening once again. May I take this opportunity first and foremost to congratulate Faith. Faith has been my very able deputy. We have different styles. She does written speeches. I ordinarily don't. And when I do a written speech, she's the one who has written it. So I was a little bit amused today to see that she started speaking off cue without going to her notes. And I thought that perhaps she's probably learned something from me. And so that is gratifying that as we end this term, I finally taught her something, which is to speak without having to make reference to her notes. But Faith, I want to say this. I am extremely proud of the campaign that you have run. It may have surprised those who didn't know you, but it didn't surprise me at all. Because I know, having worked with you, the kind of diligence, passion, and commitment that you have to duty, to yourself, to the society, and to everyone around you. Sometimes I wonder how you are able to do all that, because you do it well and you do it to perfection, and I'm so proud of you, and I want to congratulate you, and I know that you will make a wonderful 51st president of the Law Society of Kenya. Now, I want to say this. We've worked together in the council, and it has not been easy. We got into an L.S.K. council that was low on morale, low on confidence, low on service provision. We had no reputation among our friends and our peers, and we sort of were building everything from scratch. And I needed to work with a team. that was committed and was aligned. And I was extremely lucky that I had not only faith, but Maura Kabata, and the other candidates and the other council members. And there's one thing I told them, that even if we fail, for as long as we stay united as a council and we don't fight in the public, for the members of the Law Society, that may be deemed to be success, because the situation was so bad. But we said that we will do more than that. We will work and we will reclaim the society. And it is because we've done such a good job that I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, that the progress that has been made in the last 2 years can go to waste if we don't exercise our minds and make the right decision on the 29th. So we need to be careful about that. I want to tell you that we've had to make some extremely difficult decisions, especially to challenge some of the policies and the decisions that the government has made. And we've made those against the backdrop of threats and intimidation. But I want to say this, that during that entire period, never once did I doubt that my vice president is with me, irrespective of the challenges and irrespective of the threats that we were facing. So faith exemplifies courage. Faith exemplifies courage. And in this time, especially in this time, you need a bold and courageous leader at the Law Society. It is in public domain that the government intends to have friendly leadership at the Law Society. The reason why the government intends to do so is because of the positions and the actions that we have taken to challenge the government. So it is your responsibility to vote against state projects. Because the progress that we have made will be taken away if we vote, and I have to say this, I know it is perhaps not very, very pleasant to some people, but it's the truth. We have to protect our integrity as a profession, because this is a profession of noble men and women. Those that have come before us have stood up to impunity. Those that have come before us have held the flag of the Law Society up, and it is upon us to lift it even higher. Second, we have a lot of young lawyers. And some may think that the young lawyers are naive. Some may think that the young lawyers do not have the discerning eye. We want to say this. We know that there are schemes and attempts to buy voters. I want to say this. When this money comes, please eat it. After all, it is our taxes. Eat it. But do the right thing. Vote for independence of the legal profession. Vote for our integrity. Vote for those who have sacrificed their lives so that we can enjoy the liberties that we now enjoy, because it is our responsibility to do that. And I would have failed in my leadership if I do not tell you this, although you all know this, so you don't need to be told. So on the 29th, please turn out and vote, and let us vote wisely. And let us send one resounding message that the Law Society is not for sale. That the Law Society hatutapangwa, si ndio? Mambo ya kupangwa tumekataa. Finally, you know, today is not my day. We've come here to celebrate an amazing lady. And I want each and every one of you, as you reflect on the judgment that you are going to give on the 29th, let that judgment be on the basis of the content of the character and not on the basis of one's community and not on the basis of anything else other than the content of one's character. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, may I also thank you for the wonderful support that you've given myself and the council. May I thank you for being generous with your time as we have sought to convince you that we are the right candidates for the positions that you are seeking. And I just want to say this, that the Law Society is safe in your hands. Exercise your vote wisely. May God bless each and every one of you. Asante.
Thank you. Wape makofi ya prezo. Asante, makofi yake yakiteremka. Thank you very much. Next up, I'd like to call upon my friend as well, JSC candidate for male representative, my senior, Omwanzi Omati. Omwanzi Omati is in the building.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, friends. Good evening, friends. Thank you very much. Such a lovely pleasure to see you all. Can you breathe the oxygen tonight? You can breathe the oxygen tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Faith, for hosting a wonderful event and inviting us. We wish you well. We thank you for being an example to our daughters. I am a father to daughters, and it's always a pleasure to have somebody who leads by example. So to the girl child, tonight let us clap. Thank you very much. We are at the tail end of the campaign, and to start the theme, the way Faith said, we've run the race, we have kept the faith, and we await God's glory come on Thursday this week. You know, campaigns can often become contentious. They can become quarrelsome. they can become rankers. But that is the nature of democracy. That is the nature of democracy. But let us leave this podium. And on Thursday, let us remain as friends. Isn't it? Beyond the politics, we remain as friends because some of us want to serve, because service is important than a career. Isn't it? We don't seek to represent you because we want to advance our career from primary school to secondary school and to high school. This law society belongs to all of us. And each one of us has a seat on the table. There is no special person. Isn't it? Let us speak loudly on 29th and tell the members of the Law Society and the entire Republic that this Law Society belongs to all of us. And it does not belong to any single individual. This is our society. There is nobody who has a right or who has a claim to this society more than any other person. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, you'd have to answer 4 questions come on Thursday. Number 1, who protected your space of practice? Is Huduma another practice center? Where were they when Huduma came to our doorsteps? Those are like critical questions, isn't it? I am my own man. I have built myself through blood, sweat, and toil. And ladies and gentlemen, let us not take this society to mediocrity. Isn't it? The society is about excellence, it's about representation, it's about your bread and butter, and it is about whether your interests are taken care at the table. Hizo stories zingine ni porojo. Upus. So, ladies and gentlemen, come 29th, okay? Come 29th. Let us send him to retirement. Makofi kwa rais ya retirement. Thank you for serving the society, but let us vote for Omwanza Ombati for proper representation at the Law Society at the JSC. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you, Omwanza. Right. Aya. All right. Next up, I have been instructed to call upon the vice president candidates. And first up is my brother and my friend, the Rainmaker, George Okedo Omwanza. Wapi makofi ya Rainmaker?
Anachukua, anaweka, le général Dangote. Anachukua, anaweka, le grand Bao. Anachukua, anaweka,
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening once more. Wapi makofi ya Faith? Faith, ile pande ya huko hawakupigi makofi. Wapi makofi ya Faith? Much better. Faith amesema akipewa George Omwanza has faith. Omwansa akipewa three fundamental things. Nikipewa nita perform. I can tell someone to tell you whether I can perform. 3 important things. On 29th of February 2024, we will need leadership that is firm, leadership that is bold, and leadership that is proactive. If we miss out that point on 29th of February, we are going to face 2 more years of government excesses, 2 more years of a presidency that is dictatorial. None of the vice president candidates can utter those words. The president of the Law Society will need a vice president who is bold. I have demonstrated boldness before. When Uhuru Kenyatta refused to swear in the judges, I strongly condemned it in the media. When the BBI wanted to introduce the office of the ombudsperson, I presented a memorandum at the Senate, and many other things that I might not have time to speak today. But I want to give members a very strong reassurance that the person you are going to give me as the president, and from the look of things, if you're going to give me faith, this is important for you to hear. This is important. Chairman, I want to address faith. Faith, I pledge before these members, I will give you 101% support in everything that you are going to do. That is a promise I make, knowing the historical background of this profession. If you do not give the president 100% support, then you are doing nothing. So tonight I give you that pledge. We are going to be strong on rule of law and constitutionalism. We are going to be strong on practice and work opportunities. The lawyers who are here, who admitted and started their firms before completing 2 years, did that courtesy of my effort. The firms that are here, that are able to advertise and market freely, globally, do that courtesy of my effort. That speaks to proactiveness. That speaks to a person who has the interests of practice at heart. I have not stepped into my office for 2 months, and I am ready to dedicate 2 years to this profession. I'm not sure whether a teacher will dedicate 2 years. I don't know whether an associate will dedicate 2 years, but I guarantee you tonight, 2 good years of my service. Asanteni sana. May God bless you. Asante Faith for this event. Good night. God bless you.
Thank you. Wapi makofi yake. Now, next up is my other brother, the candidate for Vice President of the L.S.K, Mr. 1 Minute Man, Gwaora Wakabata.
Good evening, friends and colleagues. Good evening, friends and colleagues. My name is Gwaora Kabata. I am a council member with the Law Society. I first and foremost want to say something, that this girl is on fire. Allow me to react in verbatim what Theodore Roosevelt said 114 years ago in Paris, in what has come now to be famously referred to as the man in the arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold, timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Colleagues and friends, I have a simple message to you. I convene the Public Interest Litigation Committee. When you talk of boldness, when Eric Deuri says the Law Society has stood up for the rule of law, when the girl on fire says that she will defend the rule of law, she is speaking of the work that we do at the Public Interest Litigation and Advocacy Committee. What I am saying here today is I am not selling you pious platitudes. I am selling you what I have done. And I am asking you on the 29th, which is 3 days from now, please choose with your heart and your mind. Choose someone who has stood before strongly, someone who has said no to the fiats of executive excesses. And that person is none other than myself, Mohora Kabata. Now, if you will, and I know you will do this, elect Faith Odhiambo as the next president of the Law Society, then indeed a great maestro as herself, a great singer as herself, will require a good dancer and a good band. I am here today to tell you that I do not have left feet. I can dance, and I will dance for you. So please, on the 29th, vote for Kabata Mohora for Vice President of the Law Society, and allow me to do what I have done before. I have served with Faith diligently. I have served with Eric diligently, and I am not going to make L.S.K. a business. I am not what the state reflects as friendly candidates. I am a candidate for the Law Society, a project for the members of the Law Society, and nothing else. If you teach law, please continue teaching law. Let singers be singers and dancers be dancers. Thank you so much. I love you all.
All right. Wapi makofi ya Kabata. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Now I'd like to call upon, because of time, all the other candidates. All the other candidates kindly. I had not seen him. Ngoja kidogo. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another vice presidential candidate in the building. I had not seen her. Pole sana. I had not seen her. Welcome on stage, the one, the only female vice president. Is there another one? No. The one, the only female vice presidential candidate of the L.S.K. Wapi makofi ya Ana Konuche. Makofi yake tafadhali. A few minutes and then we proceed. Thank you.
Good evening. I think this works. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm happy to be here. I will forgive him for forgetting me. I think he did not see me. It's all right. The lady of the day, Madam Faith, and all seniors present, and all protocols observed. My name is Anna Cherono Konuche. I'm in the ballot for Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya. I'm no stranger to all of you because I've been in the ballot before, and for some of you because we have interacted in other fora, including class and Kenya School of Law. And this evening, I want to thank you for, thank Faith for creating this forum for us to come and interrogate and discuss matters L.S.K, even as we go towards the poll. I am an advocate of 20 years standing. I turned 20 in May. I was admitted to the bar on 20th May of 2004. I can account for every day of the 20 years I've been a member of the bar. I started off in practice for 3 years. Then I went to the Attorney General's, the Office of the Attorney General for 2 years. Then I joined academia, and I had a brief stint as a corporation secretary. What am I trying to say? I have straddled the breadth of the legal profession. I know where the shoe pinches in all those sectors. My brother, Okenyo, and my brother, Maura, my younger brother, Maura, have been in practice, and I respect that. But I have extensive experience in management besides practice of law. I have encountered and interacted with young people. Every day, I get a request from a young person telling me that they have no opportunity, they are looking for opportunities, if I know someone who can give them a job. That speaks to the crossroads which our profession is in today. In 10 years' time, my projection is that we will be about 50,000 in this profession. 50,000 advocates. Is it business as usual in the Council of the Law Society of Kenya? Do we have a vision of what the law society we want looks like? Are we thinking about the people who are joining the profession? Are we thinking about the things that Ms. Faith raised, technology catching up with us, among others? Those are things that we need to interrogate for our progressive bar. We cannot just be talking about business as usual and the normal mainstream routine items. Are we thinking about emerging areas of the law, and what are we doing about them? Those are some of the issues that I want to address when I become the Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya. The Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya, by nature, chairs the Staff and Finance Committee. A person who sits in such a committee needs experience in corporate governance, needs experience in managing people, and that experience I have. Confidently, I can speak that that is what I do on a daily basis. I manage people, I manage resources, I manage environments, and that is what I can do. So if given the opportunity, I take that experience right to the society and deliver very well. I also want to say that in the 20 years I've been an advocate, I have built a name for myself. I think you all know that. My name sometimes precedes me. And it's a name I have built, let me borrow the words of Omwanza Ombati, through blood, sweat, and tears. It's not a name I'm willing to sacrifice at the altar of anything, including politics. It is a name I want my children to eat from, even 50 years from today. So it's a name I will guard. That is to answer the question of whether I will stand against a government that is rogue. Yes, I will. I am not affiliated in any direction, and I can speak up. But above all, I am a person who has solutions. None of the others seems to have solutions. I have solutions for the issues that affect us, and my manifesto speaks and much. I am a person of impact. I touch lives, and I am approachable and reachable. And so I'm asking you on the 29th, when you go to the ballot, my name is the first on the list of 3. Please tick the first one. Thank you very much. And again, congratulations to Faith for this occasion. She's a lady who can deliver. I first met her when she was a secretary of FIDA, and she stood out from then on. So we support your bid, Faith. We wish you the very best. And we know that you can deliver. God bless all of you. God bless the Law Society of Kenya, and have a good night.
Thank you. Wapi Makofi. Wapi Makofi. Sorry, I had not seen it. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to call upon all the other candidates. The instructions are clear from my bosses that all candidates, General Member, Nairobi Rep, Mr. 3AM, Karibu Sana, my up-country representative, Karibu Sana, welcome to the podium. Thank you very much. My boss, Mano is in the building. Karibu Sana, Karibu Sana. Anybody else out there? I don't want to leave anybody out. Now I've been instructed to give you, Ogada Meso is in the building. Ogada Meso. Karibu, Mr. Kiwanda is in the building. Karibu. Asante. Karibu. Sawa. Now you have each, how are you? Karibu. You have each 2 minutes to congratulate Faith and tell us why you're giving your remarks, and then we proceed. Masai imeenda sana. Thank you.
Okay. God is good. And all the time. Wacheni tusalamiane hivi. Thank you. Faith is bringing something that we had many years ago in somebody called Lecho Omamo. Na najua Faith, mambo itaenda sawa. My name is 3AM Gadhi Rongo, and we are going for ADT. We play that we continue the journey that we started some 3 years ago. And I have no doubt that as a mediator, a bit later, and an old man, I have been fair to you, and I'll continue to be fair to you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Faith Odhiambo hoye! Faith Odhiambo hoye! Asanteni sana. My name is Vincent Githaiga. I serve you in council together with President Deuri and Faith Odhiambo. These are my bosses. I fear and respect them in equal measure. I am defending my position as an upcountry representative. I practice law from Eldoret. Sera nazo nimeuza. Manifesto I share in Faith Odhiambo's manifesto. Nimetoka all the way from Eldoret, nimekuja Nairobi kuomba kura. Tafadhali munipe Vincent Githaiga for upcountry representative. Asanteni sana. Thank you for the love.
Good evening, seniors, the young bar and the mid bar. Good evening. My name is Arati Edna Bosibori. I have been in practice for the last 20 years. Ann Konuche and Ombati Omwanza were my classmates, and I'm happy to be in this race with them. And I'm happy that we are here as lawyers and we are one community. I served with Faith in 2016 and 2017 in FIDA. I have worked as a pro bono lawyer. I have worked as ICCBA representative in East Africa. And now I want to bring the good practices that I borrowed from the international bar associations back home. I heard Gustavo saying, oh, others, he called us others. I want to rectify him that us as the general members, we are not others. We are a very integral part of the council. Why do I say this? Remember, if you have a good president and you have the generals who are not working together, they are not on the same page, that means that society will be very dysfunctional. So we are very, very important, and we come with us experience. We have been tested, protect our interests. Kindly vote Arati Edna Bosibori for general member. Thank you so much.
Faith A. Adrian A. Santeni sana. My name is Adrian Kamodo Jenga. My contribution to the society speaks for itself. If you are in doubt, when you go to court and you have no authority, just cite Adrian Kamodo Jenga versus Attorney General, Adrian Kamodo Jenga versus L.S.K, Adrian Kamodo Jenga versus Judicial Service Commission, Adrian Kamodo Jenga versus anyone. I intend to continue on that positive trajectory of contributing positively to our society, to improve the rights of members, to enhance opportunities within the fraternity so that we are all happy and we lead a decent and a life of prosperity. So on Thursday, nawaomba kwa heshima, mtokee nyote kwa fujo mpatie Adrian Kamodo Jenga kura. God bless you.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening. Faith Hoye. My name is Manuel Hosea. I'm an advocate of 6 years in practice. I stand before you here tonight to seek for your vote for General Member Representative. I have served you as the founding chair of the Young Bar Association. I have also served you in public interest litigation matters. I equally petitioned CLE together with others in 2016 against pre-bar exams. I am coming to you seeking for your support. Ni wangapi watanipea kura ya general member come next week, this week? Asanteni sana. May God bless you. Have a lovely night.
Glorious evening, members. Gloria Kimani is my name. I'm vying for Nairobi representative, and I'm asking for your vote, especially in our tenure, and has called upon Gloria Kimani. I have assisted, and we have secured the release of our colleagues. Thirdly, all social events that the Nairobi branch, they organize. I am the one behind it, plus my team. And with that, I am asking for your vote. Asanteni sana.
Good evening, everyone. I was actually carried away. I was almost dancing and shouting on the stage. Sorry, I am stepping in for Ochi Baba. He sent such a long speech, but I don't think 1 minute would be enough. But he says one thing, and I'm sure when I say it, mtamaliza. Sindio? The wind has blown. The wind has blown. Yes, he says that the wind has blown on Thursday. That thing will be exposed. So he's asking each and every one of you to continue with the good work that he's been doing. Ochi Baba is still in the race. Wengine wamewacha. And he's asking that you also remember the beautiful President Aoko Mony Odhiambo. Thank you all.
Good evening, colleagues. My name is Ntoinoti Solomon Gatobu. I'm here to print with you and seeking your votes for Nairobi representative. This is my second attempt. I will endeavor to fulfill my mandates and agendas. I also want to thank Faith. We have interacted before for the opportunity that she has given us to come and campaign. Kindly support my vision. I beg for your vote on Thursday. Vote for someone who has a vision to represent the Nairobi practitioners to the council. God bless.
Good evening, colleagues. My name is Otto Irene Akot, and I'm vying for the position of Nairobi representative. First, I'd like to thank Faith for organizing this event. We always get crash or whatever, the events, because, well, they provide us with an avenue to be able to address members, and we are very grateful for that. And secondly, I want to say, kama kutembea tumetembea. We have come to your format. Remember, Nairobi representative. I'll be waiting for you at the Supreme Court. Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Wanjeri. I practice in Mombasa, and I'll be vying for the position of Coast representative. Now, watu wa Nairobi wamenibandika jina wakaniita Wanjeri wa CPD. Now, mimi ndio yule Wanjeri wa CPD, and the reason why they nicknamed me that is because I moved a motion for online CPD webinars to be awarded 2 points for 1,500. Now, I also moved another motion for certificate of good standing to be issued free of charge for fully paid up members. Now, you can see I'm a proactive person now. Pale kule pwani tunasema mimi ni mtu wa kujituma. Simona ninajituma nikiwa huku nje. So nikiwa huko ndani sintajituma zaidi. Kwa hiyo naomba mnipe hiyo nafasi, mnikumbuke tarehe 29 is just 2 days to come. Wanjeri is not a difficult name. I can assure you I'm the only Wanjeri in the whole of that election. I'm the only Elizabeth in the whole of that election. But I share Wangoi with my sister Gloria. Kwa hivyo kumbuka Wanjeri Elizabeth Wangoi for Coast representative. Thank you.
Hamjambo mawakili. Eibane, simunipatie tu mlembe peke yake. Unajua kusalimia mtu ni kitu kizuri. Hamjambo. Asante na toa shukrani kwa Madam Faith kwa kuweka final submissions, sherehe ambayo iliyong'ara, imeng'ara kama yeye mwenyewe, imeng'ara kama agenda zake safi. Nami kama Caroline Haswa Wanyonyi nakuja kwenu nikiwaomba munipatie kazi ya kuendeleza devolution agenda. Ni nani hajui Caroline Haswa Wanyonyi ni mama devolution? Si mnajua? Kwa hivyo nitaenda kupanga miradi ya kudevolve tribunals, miradi ya land and environment, mambo ya ardhi sasa inayosumbua. Nita move motions because I have some internal information, and I'll be putting you first. Kindly vote for me, Wanyonyi Caroline Hassoa, for General Member 2024-2026. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Faith Oye. Faith Oye. My name is Ogada Alvin Meso. Some people also call me a short man, it's not a boy. I have volunteered to serve you. I am not vying, I have volunteered to serve you as one of your Nairobi representatives. You've seen me serving you in the AGM, sindio? Simeniona kwa AGM auditing the Eric Theory-led council. And I believe I have pushed them to work better for you. Now I want to serve you myself. I have an agenda for young lawyers. I have an agenda for all your money. I am going to protect your money. I am going to hold Faith to account so that she uses your money better. Otherwise, when you go to the ballot, remember, a short man is not, a short man is not, a short man is not. Thank you so much.
Good evening, members. Thank you. All protocols observed. My name is Teresia Wavinya Nicholas, Tess, Mama Rat, Mama Miradi. Nimekuja kuomba kura ya General Member Rep na nimeleta salamu kutoka Machakos na naomba venye tunapea Madam Faith to President pia mumwekee hapo young girls wafanye kazi na yeye. Thank you very much. God bless you. Above all, venye Gloria amesema tunataka kushika masqueraders not just in Nairobi but mpaka mashinani. So allow Mama Rat to do that job as Faith concentrates with other agendas. Thank you very much.
Good evening, members. Good evening once again. Today, I want to do it a little bit differently. And just to tell, good evening, members. Hello? Hello? I want to do it a little bit differently and to just say how I am very, very proud of my friend, my mentor, and my teacher, Faith Odhiambo. Faith Odhiambo is a very beautiful lady. I met her in council, and she has taught me quite a lot. She has been the person who's been pushing me from the back, telling me that we need to work for the members, telling me that we need to work for the members. We need to get a new advocates remuneration order. We need to tell KRA that they cannot come to harass advocates. She's been the one who's pushing us from the back. And Faith, what you've done today, I want to pray for all the blessings that God can give you, and on Thursday to give you victory so that, wow, it's so, give you victory so that we can have a prosperous and progressive. So, Chrysostom Xavier Harvey, I'm vying for the position of General Member Representative, and I'm praying that all of you give me your votes and your support so that we can progress this L.S.K. further. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Wapi makofi all the candidates. Chris, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the tail end of this wonderful occasion where we have unanimously, without a doubt, made a decision that come Thursday 29th, me and you and everybody else who is on the voters list will come out and vote for the one and only Faith Mony Odhiambo. Wapi makofi. I have some good news for those of you who drink a little bit. There's a bar at the corner. There's a bar. So before you go home, make sure you pass by there and have a cold Sprite, just like me. And then my DJ will be taking over after the band so that we, what? Motto? So that we finish this auspicious occasion. And Faith, I like to close by saying, kura yangu nimekupea bure. 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 Hata sijasikia kitu watu wamesema hapa. Sijasikia kitu, nimekupea kura. You will be the president of the Law Society come Thursday, 29th. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. DJ Amani Band, twende kazi. I go by the name of King George Gustavo. Twende kazi.
Nimetembea sijamuona chana kama Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Omwana inyanya, omwana indungu, omwana president, omwana inyanya, omwana indungu, omwana president. Kiongozi huyo nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana Aoko. Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Omwana indumbu, kiongozi shupavu, kiongozi mama jasiri. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Aoko.
Solo.
Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. Nimetembea sijamuona msichana kama Aoko. J'en vais danser mama. Yonga, 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 yo mama. Take you downtown to disco. Chini kwa chini kiuno. You're my fire, my desire. Nakupenda. J'en vais danser mama. Yonga, 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 yo mama. Take you downtown to disco. Chini kwa chini kiuno. You're my fire, my desire. Nakupenda. I wanna see the ladies lose control. Turn around, give it to me, baby, passionately. Now lingi yo mama, mama nyanda huyanza. You're my fire, my desire. Nakupenda. I wanna see the ladies lose control. Turn around, give it to me, baby, passionately. Your bamba mkwenda. Somebody meshika na karada. Somebody kusamba. Somebody kusamba. Somebody mwanta wanapenda.